There are many fascinating scenarios being talked about right now concerning how the election could turn out, obviously. There is a path that could put former CIA officer Evan McMullin in the White House. He's here, independent candidate. You know, Dr. Stein said there are 4 choices.
That's right.
There are 5 choices, right?
Well, I don't know which 4 she was talking about. If she included me in those 4, then she was correct. But there are more. There are many more, many who we've never heard of. But we're in this race, too, for sure.
Let me put up a poll in Utah, the Monmouth poll. It's a 5-way race here.
Right.
Donald Trump at 34%, Clinton at 28%, you're at 20%. This follows a number of different polls out of Utah that say you're right there.
Right.
And other states that don't poll, Idaho, you seem to be doing well.
Right.
Paint the picture for somebody how you are going to get to the White House, because that's the thing that most people I talk to say, hey, you know, I like him, but how's he going to win?
Well, I would say that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are the 2 major party candidates, but next, we're the only ones who are competing for states. Jill Stein and Gary Johnson aren't doing that. They are on more ballots than we are on, although by Election Day we'll be on either on or as registered as a write-in in 40 to 45 states' ballots. But the reality is, Brett, that you've got to compete to win states in our system. That's how you get electoral college votes. Gary Johnson and Jill Stein aren't doing that. So anyway, we're focused on the Mountain West, where people are receptive to our message. That's where Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were rejected in the primary.
All right, well, what is the message? Give me the elevator pitch here.
Well, the elevator pitch is very simple. It starts with the fact that I am the only conservative in this race. And it's sad to say, but it's true. So we're saying that. We're also saying that, you know, we're limited government people. Mindy Finn and I, my running mate, we stand for limited government. We stand for a commitment to the foundational principles upon which our country was started. The idea that all men and women are created equal, that we all have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We didn't see anyone standing for these principles in this election. That's why we got into the race. Of course, our odds are long, and they get better, though, if the race is closer. Right now, the race is not close. Hillary Clinton is dominating Donald Trump so handily in the Electoral College projections.
Right, but the way you win is winning a state or 2, and it gets essentially nobody gets to 270, and it goes to the House of Representatives, right?
That's right. And again, that's very difficult, but that's the electoral opportunity for us. Again, it's a 3-month campaign. We got in because we thought the American people deserve better options. That's why. It's not ideal, but it's what had to happen. Otherwise, we're standing for principle. We're standing on principle, which is something that the Republicans haven't done, and why they're in such disarray now.
And for people who say you're just a plant for Hillary Clinton to take votes away for Donald Trump.
Oh, I would say that if there are any plants in this race, it would have to be Donald Trump as a plant for Hillary Clinton. I don't think that's the case. I think people are competing. I have a constitutional right to run for president, which I'm exercising. But the reality is Donald Trump is beating himself. He is an absolutely horrendous, terrible candidate. He has no business representing an entire party. He has no business being president of the United States.
Governor Mitt Romney, who obviously ran for president, agrees with you on that point, and he talked about it just the other day. Take a listen.
They can come back together again or not is a darn good question. I happen to think that for that to happen requires a person of unusual skill. Absent that kind of leadership, I think it will be very difficult to put for the Humpty Dumpty to be put back together again.
He's talking there about the Republican Party, Evan,
right, yeah.
And, you know, he doesn't get to the point where he's endorsing you. And you have the Utah delegation, including the governor, Senator Mike Lee, Representative Chaffetz, Representative Mia Love, Representative Chris Stewart, and the former governor, John Huntsman. All of them have pulled back from Donald Trump, too, but they have not endorsed you.
That's right. Well, listen, we're not looking to validation, or we're not looking for validation from people who had supported Trump or who are on the fence. I mean, we're starting a new conservative movement here that, again, rededicates itself to the truth that all men and women are created equal and that we all have a right to individual liberty. The last thing we're going to do is go looking for validation from people who didn't stand up to Trump or now are pulling back their support but unwilling to say what they're for, which is what real leadership is. Real leadership is saying, I don't agree with that, I agree with this, and then fighting for that. But they're not doing that, but that's part of the problem here. They're putting, in many cases, and each one is a little bit different, they've got a different situation, each one of them, But across the board, Republicans are putting party and power over principle and country. And it's what's happening is just horrendous. I mean, the party's fallen apart. And I agree with the governor that I'm skeptical that it can be put back together. That's why Mindy Finn and I are building a new conservative movement, and we're seeing incredible momentum over the past couple of weeks especially.
We will follow your race, and you're welcome here. You've been on center seat. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Brett. Good to be with you.